The Stuka air support like, all right, protect the Panther, kill any armor you see. And then the one pilot goes, sir, there is no armor. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and today I am here to cover a 4v4 for 4K replay. This is made by a supporter, as 4K replays are. This side we're going to a Twitch supporter, so again to my subs, thank you very much. This is on Road to Arnhem. We got ourselves 4 allied players, 3 Brits and 1 Soviet versus 2 OKW and 1 Austere. We got Obi-Wan, Tap, Kenobi, Horekins, Graf, Red, Kubsan, Hawaii, Werebu Hunter, and O. I think it's an O. Something like that. Anyway, if you want to see me replay, do so via my Discord and, of course, my Gmail, greyshotproductions@gmail.com, as well as if you have a meme of my dumb face that you would like to submit in to win up to 50 bucks. That's right, I'm doing a meme competition. That's also my Discord running right now. Very simple. There's a rule set down there. Check it out. Plus, last thing, and I'll get through my sponsor stuff. Do you know that I have 2 other channels other than my main Greyshot production one? That's right. If you want to see the live stream content from Twitch and YouTube, click here on the far left of the screen. If you would like to see my content from my creature feature channel, click on the right side of my screen. And check those out if you wish to, of course, enjoy a variety of entertainment. But for this piece, we are currently seeing a Lone Star Pioneer deal with a hell of a lot of universal carriers, and which is quite funny. Werebu Hunter is bringing up a universal carrier, which, by the way, the men inside can't shoot, so they're just kind of being shot at, but he deploys immediately. Deploys his, again, a very, very strong unit, Royal Engineer Recovery Squad. 5 Royal Engineers. Seriously, they can go toe-to-toe with Sturm Pioneers, so the fact that they managed to move up there and fight all this and actually still managed to, you know, take out the MG without being annihilated, good for them. They should probably pull back right now. But I think they'll be okay because of all the British infantry. And because of this big British push, they successfully managed to dislodge the Germans and force them back. And being being that there's no grenadiers, they can't really counter. Alright, we have a Volk squad in the building, but it's not looking great. On the other side as well, while being AT grenaded by Panzer Fusilier's AT ability, it looks like they weren't able to kill it, so Kubsan will survive. So the universal carrier push in the beginning worked across the board. Oh, by the way, I should probably mention, I do have the extended view on. Kubel trying to go for a dive against the universal carrier, but alas, it does not survive. But yeah, I have the strategic view on. I've been having errors with it in the last, like, 2 months, which is why I haven't used it, but got it back working. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Sturm Pioneers moving on in against the conscripts, which are valiantly being held by Hawaii. But meanwhile, Graf is moving on in. Unfortunately, I don't know if Graf's going to be able to kill the universal carrier. The conscripts are just kind of body blocking enough. By the way, commander-wise, we've already have a huge chunk. We got advanced emplacement. We got Soviet industry tactics. We got ourselves mobile assault. Again, we already saw that because of the... yeah. Anyway, moving on. Graf went Spearhead, which, by the way, really like new portraits. I don't know if I've brought that up, but seriously, the new portraits look really good. Grand Offensive as well has been picked, which is why we have Panzer Fusiliers, and Obi-Wan going a JLI infantry, backed up by the Volk squads as well, but that's through Overwatch. So again, really good assortment right here. Looks like the AT might be enough to push back the light vehicles and hopefully allow them to retake this position, though British in good cover. Very quickly showing the Sturm Pioneers who's boss, right? On the far right, we do have a German push and counterattack. MG setting on up, but conscripts in good cover. Again, in cover will prevent you from being suppressed immediately, though eventually you'll be suppressed, or you just immediately get suppressed. Thanks, cover. Universal carrier is the only thing holding back all this infantry, backed up by AT. So the Germans have learned, being like, maybe we should get AT guns versus the light armor. Grenadiers, Panzer Fusiliers still advancing. There is a machine gun, though, in that building, and they'll start being lit upon by it. Strategically speaking, the Allies have the right-hand side, so a flank wouldn't be possible on the right. Left could be more viable, and you can go straight through and cut off the territory, especially with a lot of MGs that are in place. Not sure what the AT gun was firing at. It's not going to really do that much to the building. You're going to need, like, a couple minutes of on constant fire, but eventually you would take down the building. You know, eventually. On the far left, again, the Brits are holding. They do get a mortar, which is very weird for the Brits to have a mortar, but they do based on this doctrine of mobile assault, which very helpful. Again, very interesting to see how they hold up. Sniper as well on this side, so we have Hurricanes going with a sniper along with the other ally. Do we have... Oh, must have popped a flare, right? No, I'm not sure what that was. It looked like a flare shooting off from a Soviet, but that's not possible because, again, the composition's all Brit. So, not sure what it is, and with the squad being killed by a mortar, it shall be buried like him. Sniper, though, lighting up the conscripts, but they themselves get hit by a good fouls. Rakenwerfer is able to... Oh, no! He's not able to finish it off. He's going to need the Punzful Slayers or something to deal that. Conscripts opening fire against the MG and the Sniper. This unit's very low, but got range to, well, have the AT shoot it and kill it. The support, again, for a lot of these weapons have usually 3 or 4 models. They're just lighting up the Conscript, and Conscript is so weak that they're actually winning. Now, this Sniper will probably have to fall back. This Conscript could finish it off if he goes in for a buy block. Let's see. He's moving on in. Popping shots, but it's just not going to be enough. Not going to be enough to break the enemy. Again, gotta give a shout out to the British, though. Looks like Kubsan saving him quite a bit. Has a lot of Vickers and stuff, though. Looks like upgrading the base. Yep, finally. Molotov thrown on the building. I mean, it's already finished buildings, but it's only going to be a little bit of damage. Not too much, but it would be, well, something, I guess. But yeah, there's just no way you're going to be able to reinforce. Okay, now you can theoretically reinforce. Well, no, you can't because you're cut off. On the left side, we have a counter sniper that is waiting for the enemy sniper, which has revealed himself. So can we get the snipe? Or can he not see it? I don't know. He's holding fire, but Weeaboo Hunter could have sniped the sniper. Now, needs to worry about a 222, which just looks like broken O's lines, and is going for the mortar pit that was set up back here. Okay. 222's autocannon does do a lot to a fortification that doesn't have an advanced emplacement ability, you know, to help it out a bit. So, you know. MG and Folkvard pushed back most of the men. 222 could... Oh, no, AT grenade, maybe. But he could finish off the sniper if he focuses. Weeaboo Hunter get hunted himself. It looks like it. 222 kills the sniper. And a great job by Hurricanes. Again, doesn't have much of an army. And will probably die to just shooting. But the Moor Pit's almost dead. If they focus there, maybe they can do something. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any... Oh, the mortars are coming on in. But Hurricanes needs a frontline army. Like, maybe it was just not paying attention, lost some men, but yeah, it's a big F right there. Now, we do have a forward base, so this will allow the Germans to really push forward and reinforce. Now, we can't retreat to it until he gets another building, but he can still use it as a reinforce point to help out both players. And honestly, a forward base is super, super important. You don't want too close so that enemy can easily see it and arty it, but again, you can easily just fall back, heal up, and push. And right now, the Brits are in the fortunate situation where they don't really have much of a line, and whatever they bring up will immediately run back to base. And road to Arnhem, it's a long walk back. It's a hell of a walk from all the way over here down there. So again, not sure what's going on there. Sniper, by the way, 13 kills, so Graf doing a really good job. And looks like the mortar support might be the last thing Kubasan has to really hold the line. Looks like he has a frontline base being set up, but again, I don't know why you would do that. You really need armor or something to hold back the infantry. You got MG setting up, though. Will it hold is anyone's guess. The Germans are sending in a lot of resources, and they have the AT hitting that position. We have smoke coming down, so again, great use of smoke. Grenades being thrown, which is, I've learned, not apparently Punzful Slayer grenades kind of suck. So, you know, there's that. But they're pushing forward, overwhelm the MG, getting around, and looks like a lot of infantry could die very quickly if the Punzful Slayers G43s can snipe that unit, because again, very easy to do so. Hawaii has a ton of conscripts coming on in, but I don't think they're going to come in time. Mortar Pit is dead, and the German grand offensive seems to have worked. Kubsan has completely fallen off his point. If the AT gun could come on in and neutralize that emplacement, being the forward base, that would be extremely helpful. Artillery is hitting that region. Did it the sniper, only causing slight damage. On the flip side, though, it looks like the Allies are doing a bit better. They have managed to push the Germans off the fuel that's more associated with them. Typically, this fuel is with the team on this front, while the fuel the Germans have is typically associated with the other team, just because of it being a little bit easier to grab. Grenadiers, though, very low. Conscripts just kind of body blocking, though Sniper at almost 20 kills. No, at 20 kills, bet 2. Just sniping away at the men. Also, mobile mortar coming, or repositioning itself to, I'm assuming, assist over there. Mines being placed. Really good job by Red. A solid effort. So, yeah, it's one of those situations where it's like, I don't know. Like, again, it seems like a nice coordinated attack, or at the very least, even if they're not communicating, Graf and Red did a great job at combining arms and really helping each other out. So, whatever the case may be, they did a solid job and are keeping themselves in the fight, because the Germans now have more resources than the Allies. Caches could be placed, but again, if the Germans continue to harass the Allies in this fuel point, it's not looking that great overall. British forces, by the way, are upgraded with Brens and 5-man squads, but they're still being harassed by Panzer Grenadiers and NG fire, which is keeping them suppressed. Though, Horrendix still doesn't have much of an army. That being said, looks like O's also losing a bit of said army. Can reinforce via the front base by Werebu Hunter, but again, infantry is very low on health. Half-track reinforcing, but again, very low on health. And also takes a little bit longer to reinforce. MG setting on up. There's so much infantry. Weirdly enough, none of them can smoke except for this mortar, who is just looking like it's doing a direct fire option. Panzer Grenadiers reinforcing, though. Royal Engineers in a real bad situation to get annihilated. God damn. Panzer Grenadiers showing their effort. And this is one of the key tactics that I know Daxter absolutely loves to do, is this half track, because the Panzer Grenadiers are so powerful. Already O has lost a good chunk of his men. And same thing with Werebu Hunter. Again, Germans prolific in the counterattack this game, and where it looked like an easy Allied win, now it's coming to an absolute grind fest. We can lose another infantry section. That's a possibility right now as our Prince Ground smashed the unit and Panzer Grenadiers opened fire, but it looks like they weren't able to kill it. Now they are moving away from the half. Oh no, half track's still pretty close. Commandos coming on in, both with Brens, which are very, very powerful in terms of the bonuses they get with the heavy weapons expert. Now mortars hitting them, but looks like they're just fine. Again, they throw a light gammon bomb, doesn't kill it. Half track will reinforce as well. Panzer Grenadiers keeping the pressure on those commandos, and this is by far some of the most impactful Panzer Grenadiers I've seen in quite some time. I know I was making fun of Horrendix earlier, but I can't make fun of this guy. His Panzer Grenadiers have like easily over 26, maybe 30 kills once he's done with all this. He might actually kill the commandos. Okay, he doesn't. Also, recon's overhead, which is providing him some sight and make sure he doesn't get flanked. But by God, he smashed the Germans with a very small elite force. I'm sorry, not the Germans, the Allies. Universal Carrier's dying. Holy crap. Again, Panzer Grenadiers just literally grabbing the British by the throats and just not letting go. The entire British... Oh my God, great bundle. Oh my, so very, very close to killing. Oh, once having a grand army has been whittled down to almost nothing. I mean, by God, this is absolutely a British nightmare of a scenario. Any player seeing this would be just befuddled. But we have artillery coming in that could help seal the deal. And it looks like this unit might be overextending. They're trying to kill a medic squad, trying to kill something else, and looks like he'll do it. Again, another squad down. Meanwhile, artillery's coming on in. It looks like Panzer Grenadiers jumped in before the Royal Artillery's fire killed it. Although artillery and fire comes on in and does manage to kill one of the Panzer Grenadiers, which is a win. But again, Horrendix, even though he wiped out an entire army, did attrition a lot of manpower in order to keep that offensive going. So really doesn't have much to bring in. Though, I'm assuming, yes, getting battle phase 2, so at least we'll be able to get some armor. Allies did manage to take over some of the right-hand side and looks like are fortifying their defense, though Germans coming back with a medium armor very, very soon. MG34 opening fire with a sniper with 26 kills, providing support. And great job with the Sturm, going in, cutting off the territory so the Brits can't place anything else, or you're not going to see, like, any of this territory being used because it's just cut off. You can't build anything in territory that is literally cut off from your own supply lines. Again, one feature I really enjoy in code. That way you're not seeing like, huh, I'm surrounded. Let me just get a bunch of random material and just start fortifying. Anyway, we do have a KV-8 by Hawaii. This is really good in terms of killing infantry. And right now, there is AT, but I'm curious to see how effective the AT is against such a heavy armored vehicle. Panzer IV is also on the field, and this thing is very good in terms of killing infantry and also medium armor, but KV-8 has the armor advantage, but can't kill it. Its main, look, its main gun sucks. I'm gonna be honest. 45mm is better than it has been in the past, but still, Panzer IV. The problem is the fact that this thing typically should beat this because it is a better damage dealer. Though backed up by the AT guns, it's not even close. Conscript's trying to push, but even they coming on the side can't hold up to an MG and a lot of the infantry. On the far left, we have a Jagdpanzer firing at a Centaur. Looks like Centaur is retreating, and Half-Track is keeping the units reinforced. Gotta give credit where credit's due. Again, good teamwork by the Germans. British trying to reorganize themselves, and at the very least, it looks like they'll be able to hold the fuel, which is a big win if the Allies can stop the right side as well from being taken. But I don't know. Artillery's coming in on the MG, but we're quickly repositioning. The supply truck that Hawaii placed down is now literally in harm's way from being taken out, but luckily he's packing up his stuff to leave, though AT gets a great shot on the supply truck and neutralizes it. Smoke coming down, I assume, on target, so the MG can't stop him, though good artillery holds the Panzerfusiliers quite quickly. Obosudan left by himself to his own devices, and still doing pretty well for himself. British again have 5-man squads, but Obosudan are no slouch with that MG. Panzer IV moving on in. Meanwhile, Graf is guarding the left-hand side against a possible counterattack by Hawaii, who's building a repair station in order to get that KV operational. Recons overhead to identify as well good targets like this assault officer and make sure there's nothing else. Sniper, by the way, 35 kills. Again, assault officer pushing on in. Sniper trying to finish it off. Cannot do so, unfortunately, but will probably target stuff on the far right. Meanwhile, again, we have another push with a Grenadier and Panzer Grenadier. Luckily, they immediately target the half-track, saying, nope, we're not dealing with that shit again. And looks like a light Gambomb might annihilate, and they do bring down the Panzer Grenadier's health quite substantially. So again, good win right there. Looks like the Germans' offensive on the left will not be this huge swing it once was, but still is going to annoy and hold back the Brits. The Brits, while yes, they managed to hold back the Germans, just don't have infantry to push on up right now. And most of it's still healing, so it's going to be a minute before they're able to retake the fuel. While the Germans subsequently have their fuel, even though the conscripts are counterattacking. And there's a lot of them, 7-man squads, to really get up to Hawaii, upgrading his troops to make sure they have more men to make those conscripts as good as they can be. Again, conscripts, not great. Give them 7 men, they're better. And you know what? It's better than nothing, especially versus Panzer Grenadiers and Obosudan and Panzerfusiliers, right? Right. A lot of bunched up units right here. KVA trying to burn them away. AT guns and stuff are out of position. Again, MG about to be taken out by the Sturm if they don't reposition. Infantry just being burned alive, but AT is backing it up and forcing it back. Those Zisguns pushing back the Panzer IV. A lot of action happening right now. A lot of really intense action. Panzer IV, though, is equipped with Panzer Commander, so artillery can be called in. So if the British try to fortify or group up together, artillery could easily break them apart. Alright. But they can stick together, and I feel like they should be able to stick together and get through anything. Alright. Double AT hits the KV-8, forcing it back. Panzerfusiliers pushing on in. Again, there is smoke to help, but the MG is right there and will start suppressing and forcing the enemy back. Obosudan, though, going on the left-hand side, MG having to reposition and open fire on them now, forcing all the Germans back, though finally smoke's being called in. A little bit late. Now, as a highly sophisticated man, such as myself, excuse me, I need to take a drink. Anyway, as a highly sophisticated man as I am in the knowledge of COH2, artillery and stuff like that coming on in, fantastic use of smoke. But, question I have to you, good sir. Why not use... Oh, there it goes. I was like, why not use incendiary to break them up? Because that mortar half-track's been there for a while. You could burn them out, right? While the AT guns everything out of position. Panzer IV pushing on the right, pushing back the MG, allowing them to hopefully easily move on in. Also bringing up a Stuka, which I think is the first major rocket artillery we've seen this game. Unless I'm mistaken. I know the Brits don't necessarily have rocket artillery, but Wehraboo does have a mattress, although I've yet to see it. Commandos pushing on in against the Grenadiers and a hidden Raketwerfer. Oh, Panzer Grenadiers lying in the back, but Commandos doing pretty well so far, dodging the incoming rifle grenade. Throws a bundle, though might die. Oh, nope, immediately retreat to get out. And the Allies at least hold now their fuel, and they're at least decapping the right, so that's going to put a hamper on German armor production for the time being. A lot of fire coming down in artillery, pushing back the Brits, but not retreating them. They're still fighting. Panthers on the field, which will be a big issue for the KV-8, as the Panthers easier to pen that sucker. Armor-piercing rounds, though, doing what they do best in, well, absolutely annihilating those poor conscripts. Now Albasadad moving on in with Panzerfußleers while hitting that conscript. Very low on health. Why might lose it and will. That's one conscript down. Can we get more? MG now and AT gun are in a very bad state. They could be easily flanked and taken out by the Panzerfußleer. MG very low on health. Here comes the Stuka, annihilates the MG. Not much else though. We still have a lot of British force on the right, and they can reinforce by the emplacement. Again, so far we haven't seen hold the line or anything like that, and also we haven't seen the ability for armor by Kubson. Like what? Oh, you're getting a hammer, so maybe a Comet, but a little late on that. Panther opening fire on the KV-8. Okay. KV-8 very low. Panther could go in for the dive. Again, so far focusing on vehicles, not fire, and hopefully, you know, get in sight. Can he take the shot? Misses. I mean, like, right now the 50 cal, no, 50, yeah, G42 is hitting the Zis gun. It does neutralize it. Smoke being dropped, but AT grenades will be fired at the Panther. This is a dive that unfortunately was a bit too much. Should probably also kill the AT gun or something, because I feel like conscripts will reman it and just shoot him point blank. So this will be a major mistake. We have something coming on in, being an airstrike of some type. It is a sector assault, which is an anti-armor strafe. Alright. The Stuka air support like, alright, protect the Panther. Kill any armor you see. And then the one pilot goes, sir, there is no armor. The guy called us in to fight infantry. How the fuck are we supposed to do that? All of our weapons are designed for armor. Kamikaze them. As we see here. No, again, we can see here Hawaii got anti-air, which is shooting down all the planes. Very smart of him to do so to make sure the German Air Force is pretty much grounded. Though, good AT gun pushes back the Panzer IV. Oh, great shot! This gun neutralizes the Panzer IV. That's a big win for the Allies, even though they've been pushed back. Unfortunately, one place they haven't been pushed back is on the left. They're holding pretty strong. Those commandos doing a fair amount of work. And now we got ourselves an AVRE moving on in to provide that fire support. And yeah, it's going to definitely provide fire support. However, we have an Elephant. Elephant is very, very good at holding back the enemy, though it needs a recon of some sort. Obi-Wan could deploy a half-track or just use recon. Again, there's a lot of different things you could use to provide, you know, a bit of range. Renix could use recon himself, but alas, I don't think he really wants to do that with the units having, the British having anti-air. I think they still did. No, they lost the Centaur, right, okay. So they no longer have anti-air, but the Zis gun, not Zis, Jesus, the half-track on the far right could neutralize any plane in the skies, even though it's on the other side of the map, just because of how the trajectory of the plane is going around the map. It could cross the lines of that half-track, and the anti-air from the Soviets could bring it down. Meanwhile, a counterattack is taking place, I think. Oh, no, Stuka doesn't actually stop it. That almost kills the base. But Soviets are bringing in more men. We also have a Comet moving in. And looks like the Germans are placing double AT, opening fire. Come on. Or they not have recon. It's weird because you can deploy a flare super far away with the Panzerfußlehr. So honestly, recon's not a huge issue for Red because he can just, you know, sight it. Though, again, armor's an issue for him. Graf still has the Panther to provide support and is healed. Plus, again, we have the mech building, which provides additional support. So it looks pretty strong right there. And while, again, the Brits are having a little better success on the other side, they're still not making a huge headway. The big headway the Allies are making is VP. VP is almost 2-1. It's siding with the Germans. And great kill right there by Sedan, by Obi-Wan. Aviary backing on up. Mortar pit on standby, opening fire against the Germans. Oh, boy. By the way, I do want to say this. Apologies if I seem a little more tired. I had to take Benadryl. And you're like, wait, Greyshot, are you having an allergic reaction to something? Yes. To the one thing that my body reacts to. Poison, ivy, sumac, something like that has hit my right arm. I think it's poison ivy, but, yeah. The only reason I am also pretty sure it's poison ivy, because I couldn't find the plant in the front yard, which I was doing some yard work, is, when I got poison sumac, my body literally got covered in a rash in less than 24 hours. Like, I went from, hey, that's annoying, why am I itchy, to literally I'm covered almost 90% of my body in, like, rashes. So, yeah, trying to counter it with some ointment and Benadryl, but unfortunately that makes you tired. And before you say, well, Greyshot, like, shouldn't you have known that you got poison sumac stuck if you're, you know, working out in the yard, or like when it covered 90% of your body? No, I didn't, because it wasn't me who had it initially. Some other guy gave it to me when I was doing grapple techniques with him, part of my work. I had to do some training, and did inform me that the guy had poison sumac on his arm. So, like, very quickly, my entire body got covered to the point where they're like, we're gonna hook him to this machine, and I look on this machine, I'm just like, okay, you know, that looks normal. And the doctor comes in, be like, that is actually not normal, your heart rate. We think the swelling by all the rashes is causing something to issue with your heart. We're sending you to the ER. Yeah, that was the whole thing. So anyway, I try to make sure I don't have to deal with any of that stuff again. And I'm currently overdoing it, not overdoing it, but making sure I take Benadryl, all this stuff to stop it. We'll see if it works. But anyway, long story short, that's why I might be seeming a little bit tired this. So anyway. Elephant and Brumbar try to push on up, but AT stops them dead in their tracks. Good job with the 6-pounders. On the right, Stuka decimates the support equipment holding the line, while AT moves on in to kill the Zis gun? Or, no, they're hanging the Comet. Okay, I see. With a decent spread, too, just in case more armor comes in. Super low, but not able to kill it unless the Stuka comes on in. But he has 2 of them, but they both fired. Great artillery barrage by the Katusha on the Zis guns, neutralizing both of them. I'm sorry, not Zis guns, Raketenwerfers. The Raketenwerfers are neutralized, and there goes a major AT component of Red. Now, Red could still bring in armor, though a Jagdpanzer, we'll see how effective it is. Panther's still there, though, to provide some support. And Recon's overhead to reveal positions hopefully they can target. Again, the Comet might be healed up too quickly before he can fire again, but it might not, if you did, you know, take some time, it might not be a bad idea to hit very weak armor with the Stuka, because you could get lucky and kill it. But German forces are pushing on in, holding the fuel. Looks like the mortar half-track as well got a little too close, though. Looks like he got another one. Again, lots of support equipment on the conscript, but forward infantry is advancing. Grenade being thrown, not really all that effective. Again, bundle grenade is better. Because what, this is 5? Yeah, it's 5 more, and I would say the bundle grenade is way better than the Panzerfußlehr AT grenade. The AVRE pushed on in. Oh, knocked out the LEFH! That was by this guy's base. Oh, that's gotta suck. But yeah, also damaged the base a bit. Artillery's providing support. Really good dive by the AVRE. Very risky dive, but very good, all things considered. The British also seem to have a mattress, which has been just harassing the enemy forces in this sector, judging by the amount of rockets that looks imprints that are around that sector. Almost done, decapped the fuel. Again, which is something, it helps, but you don't want to lose the unit, so might want to pull back. Though, again, provide recon. Oh, he's providing recon to kill the 6-pounder. Nice. Though, it looks like, again, we have some British forces pushing in the mid. very smart by O. Make sure you have the VP advantage to keep putting pressure. And so far, it seems like the Allies have consistently done that, again, keeping a 2-to-1 advantage. While the Germans, actually population-wise, how are they doing? Okay, so they're like low 70s, I would say. At the okay, upper 60s, low 70s. Allies are also in the upper 60s, low 70s, so it's very, very close. Though, again, resource-wise, it looks like the Brits are doing a bit better. Katusha opening fire, neutralizing a pack gun while the infantry advances. Hold on! Oh, Stuka barely misses all these units close up, and no Stuka can fire, so that's unfortunate. KV-2, though, advancing onto the field of battle. On the far left, Aviary annihilates another infantry unit. Again, Aviary very, very good right now. Serm Tiger, not so much. Again, got a lot of nerfs, which is good, but I feel like people are trying to use it as they previously did and finding out that they're dying. It's going to take a minute for people to realize how to use it again, but the Aviary, because it technically didn't receive a huge debuff, it received more of a buff than anything, has been very beneficial in a lot of ways for a lot of allied games that I've seen so far, including games that I've versed and had trouble dealing with. Oh boy, so many dead Panzer Fusiliers from it. But anyway, Tiger tank moving on in. Graf trying for maybe an armor push. There is still some AT on via Hawaii's units and also by Kupsan's units. Though Kupsan as well has 2 Comets on the field. Katusha moving on in. And Aviary just... Okay, poor unit. Tiger advancing too far up. Conscript's going to AT grenade it. Damage its engine. Very, very dumb move to charge right on in. Panzer IV and also Tiger opening fire against the conscripts. Oh, Panzer Commander. Panzer Commander was called on the AT gun, forcing them back. And Stuka was called in, but yeah. Not sure why you called in Stuka right on the Panzer Commander when they're already retreating. Unless you hope to retreat left, not sure. On the far left, Brumbar is advancing. They do crew the Firefly. Very lucky, by the way, for the amount of allied decrews. Oh my god, from the grave. He comes back and kills the Brumbar. Though, Elephant puts him out of his misery. Firefly, though, is coming back in to help Werebu Hunter. And Aviary is in need of repairs, but luckily with the amount of Royal Engineers he has, he should be fine. Also, they're both equipped with the heavy engineers so they can heal a lot faster. So it's very, very, very beneficial, right? Dotton pushing on in. The assault officer trying to hold. And again, assault officer, pretty good unit, but Dotton and Grenadiers might be a bit better. Comet's so very good against infantry. Panzer IV gonna need a little more firepower to deal with it. Panther's a good choice. And AT, solid. I think artillery or something's being called in right here. Is it another Panzer Commander? It's artillery. Not enough to kill it as it pulled back, but the armor advances. They could do something, but they would need to neutralize 6-pounder in order to really have that advantage. Otherwise, 6-pounder is going to really do some work, being Vet 3 and all. Having increased pen. AT, move up. Not a bad idea to put pressure, but there's still that Vickers right there. Again, Kupsan has not used, as far as I can tell, hold the line. I usually hold the line like illuminates the whole map for the allies. So I'm surprised I have not seen that. Again, great shot on the Panzer Fusilier. Or maybe, oh, yep, got a nice pick. Trying to pick it again. Very low, but he should be able to live. Barely, but I think he'll be able to live. He's caught. Man, the conscripts like you will not escape. Artillery, oh, KV-2 hit it. And then Ziskin killed it. Nice. Stuka does fire in the back lines, actually hurting the Comet and also killing the equipment. But unfortunately, AT gun needs a little bit more support, and the retreat path is going to really stop it. Again, retreat path is not great here. Stop overextending this way. And you're going to lose the AT gun. Big loss. KV-8 as well going to burn the troops on the retreat. All the units are right here. This is going to be a big fire pit of Germans right here. And Katusha coming on in. We can see the Red's entire army be gone if he doesn't get out of there. And yeah, there it goes. Just literally burning to death. Tiger trying to hold. They might be able to kill the KV-8 if they're lucky. Needs one more shot. Tiger does deliver the killing blow. But alas, I don't think it makes up for like 4 squads infantry you lost. Precision barrage coming on in. Close. But still like 20% health left. Placing a demo on the Raketenwerfer. Not a bad idea, though he can see you do something with it. Whether mine, I think it's a demo. Yep, it's a demo. Wait, you just blew it up? You have an AT gun! And also limited, not limited, but not a ton of resources just to be spreading. Like, if you go above 300, I'm like, okay, you have a lot. Nice shots with the rockets. Managed to kill the Jagdpanzer. Unfortunately, Fireflies are having a little issue with retreat, bumping into the AVRE. Though still somehow hitting the Panzer IV somehow. AVRE moving on in. Trying to get a shot. Do we have any AT? No, not really. And Panzer IV doesn't have the penetration. Even though it's hilarious that a tank that looks like it's bigger, like at least verticality-wise, the Churchill is like, I can't pen it. But, yep, that's how it goes. Almost kills the Panzer IV, but it does manage to escape. AT guns backing up as well, trying to neutralize the medical headquarters over here. And again, while the Germans do capture this, the commandos are getting it back slowly but surely with 30 kills. It's 3 commando squads with over 50-some kills, so hot damn. But the critical issue is still present. Germans are still losing, and now it's 3-to-1 advantage. So they're going to need to do something. Germans push up and cause some havoc with support equipment, though, again, Comets push them back. New KV-8 on the field. Again, we still have the KV-2, a very good Katyusha with 50-some kills. Makes sense. There's been so much death and destruction by rockets and also the fire being tagged in. I think there was fire being brought in by O over here, at least once, I want to say. But, yeah, just lots of hell being dropped on the Germans, all things considered. So, what would the Germans need to do? Well, the Germans need to focus on defeating one front. It looks like the right side might be easier. I know that seems a little bit contradictory because population-wise, I think, yeah, the Wehrbu and O have a smaller army. But they're grouped up more, right? You could take advantage of that by RDing the hell out of it. And it's not like you'd have some good, like, frag bomb, artillery support, as well as, again, just, if you want to call in support, Herenix could use recon to help identify targets. Like, there's some things you could do to help neutralize it, since they're so bottled up. Here, even though there is a little bit, they're more spread out, right? And there's a much wider area to retreat. Stuka coming on in. Yeah, I was worried about him taking down his own building. Fire coming in to destroy the forward base. Very good job. We'll get one reinforcement out before dying. And Grenadiers will push left. So they're trying to focus on the VPs right now, at the very least. The Germans trying not to lose everything. Artillery coming in. Not sure if it killed something, but it is smashing the German lines. Might have killed a Pioneer squad. Mattress coming on in. Grenadiers very low on health. They will barely escape, though. Elephant as well, very damaged, pulling back. Panzer IV is trying to cause havoc. AT grenade throwing after the 6-pounder hit it. So, yeah, it's going to damage it, make it a lot weaker. Great shot with the Royal Engineer. And, yeah, Brumbard just having a real rough time. Fire! Decent shot. And yeah, on the far right, Huntsville trying to grab territory. Allies losing, but again, still 3-to-1 advantage. And artillery's coming in, kind of breaking them apart, though they're still holding relatively well. Oh my god, I just realized how much of your army is barely clinging on for dear life. Like, go to the medical. Like, just borrow it. Meanwhile, AVRE moves on in, I'm assuming to hit some infantry. Again, no major AT. Panther is now finally being made, so Obi-Wan will have something to pen that AVRE consistently. Does this thing have a... No, it doesn't have a Faust. Only, I think the command Jaeger squad has a Faust. So you literally have nowhere to also snare the AVRE. That's also the big thing. There's no major snare. Because now we can just kind of fall back and, you know, reinforce. Meanwhile, it looks like a push is happening on right. Lots of armor. Artillery as well coming on in with a King and a Tiger. Both backing each other up. Trying to beat back these Comets. But they're going to walk into the artillery. Yep, there it goes. Got a rear armor hit. Comets are down, though. If they advance and press to advantage, that's 2 comets down, and Kupsan cannot reinforce that. This is the time. This is the moment. Pack gun moving on in. Not sure why. Again, there is a lot of units grouped up here, and there's smoke being dropped. Why would you drop down smoke? Unless you're trying to fire through and you know where they are. But there's no recon, so you can't see. Okay, they're firing through the smoke, hoping to dodge the 6-pounders. I'm unsure about this. Also, looks like a flank coming in from their side. And they were not able to kill either one. Damn it. Kupsan managed to escape. Again, wide coming on the flank, burning some of the infantry. Does kill the KV-8, though. That's still a big loss for him. Infantry, though, is trying to stop this. AT gun and 8 KV-2. Trying to bring down the Tiger, though Tiger is now AT grenaded. Zis gun's under fire from the Stuka, though not enough to stop it, to fully kill it. Katusha now coming on in. KV-2 is, again, very low. Not KV-2, King Tiger. KV-2 is just fine. KV-2 actually might blow up some of his infantry. Very low on health, but still fighting. Panther should pen it. But again, it's like, I wouldn't want to keep that Panther around. KV-2 can still do work, as shown right there. Armor pushing mid. Again, AT guns. One of even it being a Rakadwerfer manages to kill the Panzer IV. Aviary just charging on in. I wonder where he's going to try to shoot. Elephants repositioning. Okay, that could pen. Panther as well, although grouped up together is a bad sign. Alright, bit crude, but Firefly's moving on in. They could save the Aviary, though Panther's body blocking it. Rockets hitting the Elephant. Very low on health, though I think the Panther won't be able to kill the Aviary. There's just too much AT, and infantry support coming on in that could snare. And this is the big problem I'm seeing. Right now, the Germans are weakening the Allied armor, but they just can't get that final blow in. The death blow is not coming. So, oh, sorry guys. Literally the base blew up in its face. Brumbar can open fire and hopefully kill the unit. Fire's coming down. Unit very low, but manages to escape. Allies pushing the Germans to their breaking point. Again, a lot of units very low on health. Meanwhile, on the right, Germans managed to pull back while other armor is once again in need of repairs, and they're fighting without armor support now, and it's not going as well as you probably. It's not going very well. Let me just say that. You probably expect it not to go well without armor support or AT support. But yeah, it's going about as well as you think. Ugh. $17-pounder's been set up, now opening fire. Let's see. Vickers opening fire. Frag bomb coming in. Oh, a smoke coming in. Damn it. Okay, there's the frag bomb. I've been waiting for it. Oh my god, please. There you go. One good frag bomb and the infantry is all dead. There it goes. Now you just need to deal with the 17-pounder, which good freaking luck. I mean, yeah, Panzer Grenadier, so I say that hyperbole. They should probably focus on this so the King can also come on in. Pack gun's also really good at killing it. So you got that. 17-pounder's not going to fire at your King. Although it missed a point-blank shot. Sure. Or, not point-blank, but close enough to be.
Emplacement under attack.
It's like, okay, halfway there. Alright, come on. Rockets, fire. Bracing it. Just keep shooting it. And a Kupsan will entirely fall apart. Y-Man as well, losing quite a bit of his infantry, though still has a good amount of armor. Again, there we go. And Kupsan has lost a good good chunk of his fighting force right there. He just needs to hit here with the Stuka and he'll be set. Weirdly enough, I'm surprised they haven't neutralized it. Oh, shoot. Wait, where's Q? The Brit left? Oh, that's bad. Aviary focusing on, at least taking all the shots of all the armor. There's double Brumbars, but you know, they'll do work, but Elephant's really going to be the nutcracker for that. Is that a direct strike? Is a precision strike, which will damage the engine if it hits. There we go, it shocks it. There's the engine. And the aviary lives again. Again, VP is now in need of, like, being taken by the Germans, but they just can't because the commandos right there. Yeah, good luck killing those commandos. Right, VP is under Axis control. They need more, though. And again, good timing as well, because Kubsan broke down. Q left, so the Allies right now have, what, 2 stable armies, being the Brit and the Soviet on the far sides. No offense to this Brit, he still has something, but it's pretty banged up right now. Tiger trying to make some pushes, but honestly, at this point, it should be a foregone conclusion. Focus mid. You need the VP. You battling over the fuel will not change the instance of this game, or the winning conditions. Obsidian pushing on in. I was going to say, if he had resources, he could drop this smoke grenade. That would be deadly. That would weaken the commandos down. Then you throw another grenade. But Obi-Wan just doesn't have the resources for it. And now he's going in air support, but all these planes will just be shot down. Although, and because the Fireflies are just out of range, that's the only thing they're going to shoot. Alright, but yeah, that's game. Also, Allies managed to decap this real quick, which I think he has the ability, right? No, he doesn't have the massive decap ability. My apologies. I forgot. There's a certain was it commandos and a few others that can decap territory very quickly. Use raid tactics, but Germans do not prevail in this game. Allies will. Although Allies did lose a player, and I thought that might change things, but luckily they sealed the deal enough to where even if the player dropped, they're still relatively fine. Let's double check the after action report, shall we? Again, really solid game, all things considered. Really solid game. So let's see how the players did overall, and let me give my final conclusions. Really good opening counterattack by the Germans, I'll say that. After the Allies pushed them back, they had a fantastic counterattack. They just unfortunately weren't. The biggest issue was they couldn't get the kills of the major armor, and I feel like some of the major supply areas that the Allies were focusing on, the retreat points just weren't targeting as well. And they also kind of middle was open, which allowed the AVRE and a few other units to slip in and cause major damage. Let's see right now. Hawaii got top damage and top kills. That makes sense. Katyusha was on point. His KV-8 burned a lot of infantry. His conscripts were always there. Did take a lot of heavy losses, but still, solid play. Also, thank you, Hawaii, for submitting this replay. Also, on the flip side, we have Red with top damage and top kills. And by the way, I keep seeing this pop up, and I have a video coming soon-ish that'll be discussing it. But one of them is like, I'm quoting another person. I do not have any intention behind it, but like, hey, I have an Asian player on my team because of the name. They're going to be the worst player on my team. Where in actuality, Red was pretty freaking solid. His pushes and whatnot did a really good job, at least holding the front, causing massive damage, and although he wasn't able to kill Kubasan's forces, I want to say, he still did pretty well, things considered. Yeah, Hawaii and Kubasan definitely took some heavy losses. Kubasan specifically was not doing that great, but luckily Hawaii was there to provide conscript and armor support, and that really helped out. And again, Kubasan was there just enough to provide that fire support to keep back armor and do what he could. Anyway, let's double check right now, shall we? We got Werebu Hunter, Fireflies were on point. Again, did a really good job, although did lose quite a few. 6-pounder, pretty solid at holding back the enemy. Again, almost much as those Fireflies. Y-Man, Zisgun as well. I'm seeing a lot of AT stuff. So, good defense right there. Kubasan, oh my god, all AT guns. That's pretty hilarious. Rakadwerfer, more AT guns. Panther, getting something, never died. I'll give you that. Elephant as well, did not die. Got a number of kills and such, but I'll give credit where credit's due. The heavy tank lived. And the Panzer IV did die, but, and did okay. But, yeah, no. Overall, solid game. I just think that focusing on a little more on the VPs, maybe a little more effort in mid, and then, especially with the big heavy tank. Like, an Elephant could just have full coverage of that area almost. And then, yeah, the big thing was solid defense by the Allies, and also because after the Germans came in and just wrecked Werebu Hunters and those units, I'm like, is this going to turn? But no, they got armor, they kept their stuff alive, and they got some great raids and hits against the enemy. Maybe the enemy artillery wasn't on point, and or they were countered by the Allies, who either went after the Stuka or dived the LAFH, but solid work there. And the heavy tanks just weren't able to do enough. And again, good job on Kubastan as well for retreating his men when he did, because at least he got him out. The KV-8 may have dove in and died, but at least it caused some heavy damage, provide recon to hopefully kill some other units. So again, really great job, all things considered. I think this was a solid game. Hopefully you enjoyed. Again, if you do, please hit that like and subscribe button. YouTube's been a little wonky with my videos as of late, so again, any support I get, I truly appreciate. Again, thank you so much for watching. This has been Greyshot17, and hopefully I'll see all of you guys next time. Hey guys, before you go, let me give a special shout out to Aphyria, Folkvard, Joey G240, Balam, Ace, Tony B, Ion, Little Koosh, Samo McKinney, Seth Coopers, and Jacob Oswald. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support and generosity. If you guys want additional content, check out the links above. Otherwise, I'll see all of you next time.